Some moments in life are so powerful, so unexpectedly human, that even those trained to stay still as stone cannot hold back their hearts. Imagine standing in complete silence, your posture firm, your expression frozen, only to witness something so moving that it cracks through years of discipline. This story begins with one such moment, one that touched not just a few passers-by, but everyone who later watched it unfold online. It became a reminder that beneath every uniform, behind every stoic face, lives a heart capable of deep kindness. Before we step into the story, make sure to subscribe to Trendmasters US, like the video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps us bring more real, emotional, and inspiring stories straight to you. The morning air outside the royal residence was crisp, the sky painted a soft gray. Tourists wandered the courtyard, snapping photos, laughing, and admiring the towering guards who stood like statues in their iconic uniforms. Among them was Guard Thomas, known by his fellow soldiers as the Unshakable One. For 4 years, Thomas had served without flinching, without reacting, and without ever breaking the solemn posture expected of him. But on this particular morning, something unusual happened. A small girl in a wheelchair approached the line of guards. Her name was Lily, barely 8 years old, wrapped in a cozy pink coat with a tiny stuffed bear tucked beside her. Her mother pushed her carefully across the uneven stones, whispering encouragements in her ear. Lily looked fragile yet full of hope, her eyes sparkling with excitement. She had come for one reason: she wanted to see the guards up close. Lily had been in and out of hospitals for most of her young life. Watching videos of royal guards had become her comfort on difficult days. She called them superheroes who stand tall no matter what. When she finally reached the front, her mother stepped back to take a photo. Lily raised her small hand in a gentle wave toward Thomas. It was a simple gesture, sweet and innocent. Tourists watched, expecting the guard to remain still, as they always do, but Thomas felt something he hadn't expected: a sudden tightness in his chest. He glanced down just enough to meet Lily's eyes. It was barely a movement, but enough to shock the crowd. His gaze softened, and for the first time in years, emotion slipped through the cracks of his duty. Lily gasped softly, covering her mouth with her tiny hands. "He saw me," she whispered, her mother's eyes filled with tears. Even the tourists around them fell silent, sensing the rare and meaningful moment unfolding. Then came something no one could believe. Very slowly, Thomas shifted his foot off the precise line he was supposed to stay on. He tilted his head just a fraction, still within the dignity of his position, but unmistakably human. And with the smallest, barely visible motion of his glove, he gave Lily a tiny nod. It wasn't breaking protocol. It wasn't disrespecting duty. It was kindness, quiet, gentle, and perfectly timed. Lily's smile exploded across her face, brighter than anything the cold morning had to offer. "Thank you," she whispered, not sure he could hear. "You're my hero." For Thomas, those words struck his heart harder than any command ever had. He could feel emotion rising, not in a dramatic way, but in a soft and unexpected wave that warmed him from the inside. Word of the moment spread quickly. A tourist had recorded the exchange, and within days, the video went viral. People across the USA watched and felt something they didn't realize they needed: a reminder that kindness lives even in the most disciplined spaces, even within people whose job is to show no emotion. What touched viewers the most was not the break in protocol, or the rarity of the gesture, but the reason behind it: a small girl who simply wanted to be acknowledged, and a guard who understood that sometimes the smallest act of kindness becomes the one that changes everything. Thomas never sought fame. He didn't expect recognition. But when Lily's family later sent a letter thanking him, he kept it in his locker, reading it on the days when standing still felt hardest. Kindness doesn't require grand gestures. Sometimes it's a glance, a nod, a moment of seeing someone who feels invisible. And sometimes, that tiny spark is enough to remind the world that compassion still exists. As Lily's mother wrote in her letter, "You didn't just make my daughter's day. You reminded all of us that humanity lives in the quietest moments." And that's the truth this story leaves us with: kindness, no matter how small, has the power to ripple further than we could ever imagine. May we all be a little more like Thomas. May we all look just a little closer, care just a little deeper, and remember that even the smallest gesture can touch a heart.